All right, great. Now that we have our PDF, our lead sheet, you have yours downloaded, we can start breaking down how to actually play the song This I Believe. Now, as you notice, before we even start playing, we need to break down our lead sheet. Let's see everything that we do know about this song first. So if I pull up my pen here, we can see the title of the song. We can go ahead and mark This I Believe the Creed, right? We know that, okay? What else in this song do we like or do we see that we already understand? Okay, it's giving us the key. The key is in C. We know a lot of chords in C, and these are the chords that it has. In the first verse, what chords? Circle all the chords that you know already in this song. Now, I'll go ahead and say we should be familiar with our F chord, actually, all of these Fs. So I'll just circle all that on my paper, and you continue circling. What do you know? Let's see. Do you know an A minor and a G? You should know those. That's the same chord here, right? A and a G. All right. So we have all of those. And the only thing left, remember last lesson, we had a C over E that we highlighted because we needed to come back and work on that. It was kind of new because we had two different chords put together. But now we know those chords. We practice on that and we familiar with it from our last song. So we should know all of the first verse, believe it or not, right? Now let's keep going up to our chorus. What chord? Circle the chords you know in the chorus. Hmm. And I'm just scanning through it, and it seems like a lot of those chords are repeated in the chorus that was on the verse, but there's this one chord, D, right here, a D minor. Do you know a D minor? You should. The D is right after the C. So we should know that, and we should know all the chords pretty much, right? I mean, guys, this is the whole song. You're starting to see, you can visually see before we even play the song. Once you learn your four principles that I always teach, your muscle memory, your chords, F. You need to know these chords to memorize your chords, A minor, G. All it is now is putting together the rhythm of the song and the progression. And the progression of the song is what they give us. We go from the progression of an A to an A to a G to a C over E. That's the progression of it. Looks like basically this entire song or the majority of the song. Okay. So now that we've gone through the basics of the song, let me just get rid of all of this stuff right here. We start to understand once again the piano should not be overcomplicated. It's very, very simple. Only using when you use, let me just do this. When you use the four main principles that I'm teaching you. Once again, you'll hear it over and over and over. Muscle memory, chords, um, progressions, and rhythm and progressions. Okay. So now we have our song broken down, our lead sheet broken down. Now let's actually start playing the song. Okay. So we start at the beginning with our F, and we could just play it the regular way that we started playing the basics. Just our F right here. We know that chord, and then we go to next chord. It's an A minor. Let's play an A minor, and then a G, right? And then we have a C over E, right? So I remember the C over E. That means the note to the left, a C. That's my left hand or the bass note, the root note. So I have a C there, and then an E chord right there. Hmm. So those are the first four chords. A F, one, two, three, four to an A minor, two, three, four to a G, two, three, four to a C over E, And I told you that wrong earlier. I was like, something's not right. And I'm sorry, I was thinking of something else. But that C over the E is the C. The first note is your right hand, which is a C chord, and your left hand is the bass note. So a C over E, a C chord over E. All right. So that's not how. So that's how you play that chord. So we have our F, an A, and a G, and a C over E. Now remember on the last lesson how we inverted some of these chords. We're going to do the same thing on this song, because if you listen to the song, they don't necessarily play. They play these chords, but they don't necessarily play that inversion. They actually go from the F. We're going to play our F in the middle. Okay. And that would actually be where we're going to put, let me just put a F in the middle right there. Okay. And remember, to get the F in the middle, all we do is take our first, our root position, and we just invert the chord. So we're going to put the F in the middle of our F, A, and C. And guys, remember these chords. Remember the notes that go in all of these chords. It'll get simple over time, but remember, F chord has an F, a A, and a C. So we're just going to surround that F and put it in the middle by putting our A here and just moving that C note down here. So that gives us the F, the A, and the C, with the F being in the middle. All right. So F in the middle. And then our next chord is a A minor. And we're going to keep this same inversion. We're going to keep it in the middle. And all you have to do, guys, remember, just slide up, use our muscle memory, and slide up to that A right here. And our A chord has the A, C, E. Those are the chords to an A minor. And look how simple it is once we get to the A minor to get to the G. We actually just slide one note down in our white keys, and that gives us G in the middle. So that's a G, B, and D. So those are the chords for our first three chords, and they're all played in the middle. We'll just write M, and you can write it on your page, M for in the middle, or if you want to, you can put a 2 for the second inversion. But we have an F, an A minor, and then a G in the middle. And then we have that C over the E chord again. So we're going to actually play that one in the root position with the E and the bass. Okay? So that one is normal, the root position with the C and the bass. And after we play that one, we go back to the F, and look how easy it is to get to the F. We keep our C, because the chords in the C in the F chord is F, A, C. So we have a C right here, and all we have to do is put a middle finger slide over one in our pinky, and that gives us the F and the A. And get very familiar with that progression right there, a C to an F. And it repeats over. All right. So let's play this first line together. And actually, before we even play the rhythm of the song, let's just play the chords. We'll take it real slow, okay? We'll hold them four beats each chord. Ready? 1, 2. We start on the F in the middle, play. F in the middle, 2, 3, 4 to an A minor in the middle, 2, 3, 4 to a G in the middle, 2, 3, 4 to a C over E, 2, 3, 4. Let's play it again. F in the middle, 2, 3. Slide up 2 notes to A in the middle, 2, 3, 4. Our G, 2, 3. C over E, 1, 2. And let's end on F, and good. All right. Very nice. So you see how that works. We're just sliding up our muscle memory, sliding from one chord to the next. And guys, remember on the last lesson how I told you passing chords? Let me just take this M off for a second, and just so you can really understand the breakdown of how these songs are written. And once you see these songs and understand how they're written, you'll be able to once again play play hundreds of songs, any song that you want, because you'll understand how it was written. Now you know how to play it. These chords right here, really, the artist who wrote the song, the F chord and the G chord, those are really the main progressions to the song. So really to the song, F, 2, 3, 4 to the G. That's really the whole song. And I'm getting kind of into the rhythm of the song. But this is really without the A minor and the C over the E. This will be the entire song. So if you was on a guitar, just playing acoustically, real simple version, you could literally just do this. Our Father everlasting, all the created one. The A minor and the C, those, let me just delete these real quick. The A minor and the C over the E, those are what we call the passing chords. All right. Passing chords don't have to be any new chords that you don't already know. And you'll learn tons of passing chords because over your musical career, you'll learn hundreds of chords, so to speak. So you'll learn several chords. But the key thing, I just wanted to point this out, and we'll talk more about this in volume 2 of the basic theory. But passing chords are a really good way to spice up your music. It just gives the listener something to let them know you're about to go to something. You know, instead of just playing the F, 2, 3, 4 to the G, that passing chord just gives me something to anticipate. You know, it brings me down and lifts me back up. Oh, it lifts me up. Now it lifts me up and brings me down again, you know? And it's just a little extra something you can do besides just playing back and forth to the G. Back and forth, just the two chords. So really, I just wanted to point that out really quickly. And good job to the writers for adding a simple passing chord to this song. All right. And I'm going to actually touch on that a little bit more at the end of this lesson. But let's continue on breaking this song down a little bit more, adding the rhythm and playing through the entire song. And we'll do that on the next lesson on part 2.